When you were woven into the fabric of their existence, the entire universe seemed to shift into perfect alignment. Your presence didn't merely occupy space in their world, it transformed it completely, creating a sanctuary of peace that extended far beyond the moments you shared together. Every breath felt deeper, every heartbeat more purposeful, and every day carried a sense of divine rightness that they had never experienced before. You possessed this extraordinary ability to make them feel completely at home within themselves. In your presence, the restless anxiety that had plagued them for years would simply dissolve, replaced by an unshakable sense of belonging. You didn't just accept their flaws and imperfections, you embraced them as essential parts of their beautiful, complex humanity. Through your eyes, they learned to see themselves not as broken or incomplete, but as perfectly human, worthy of love and acceptance. The way you grounded them was nothing short of miraculous. Life's inevitable storms would rage around them, but with you by their side, they felt anchored to something solid and eternal. Your energy radiated a stability that reached into the deepest corners of their being, quieting the chaos that had once consumed their thoughts and replacing it with a profound sense of inner peace. Simply being in your orbit made them feel more capable, more resilient, and more ready to face whatever challenges the world might present. Now, in the wake of your absence, they find themselves navigating an entirely different reality. The emptiness they feel isn't just the natural sadness of missing someone, it's a fundamental sense of incompleteness, as if a vital organ has been removed from their body. Life feels perpetually off balance, like trying to walk with one leg or breathe with half their lungs. The world around them continues to spin, but they remain suspended in this space between what was and what might be again. What they mourn most deeply isn't just your physical presence, though they ache for that too. They're grieving the loss of the emotional sanctuary you created together, that sacred space where masks could fall away and souls could touch without fear. In that sanctuary, they discovered who they truly were beneath all the layers of protection and pretense they had built over the years. You saw through every defense mechanism, every wall they had constructed, and somehow found a way to love the authentic person living behind all of those barriers. The connection you shared transcended the ordinary boundaries of human relationships. It wasn't simply romantic love or deep friendship, it was something far more profound and transformational. Through your unwavering belief in them, you unknowingly began healing wounds they didn't even know they carried. Your faith in their potential became a mirror in which they could finally see their own worth. Where others might have seen flaws and failures, you saw possibilities and promise. You never approached their imperfections with judgment or criticism. Instead, you met them with the kind of radical acceptance that creates space for genuine growth. You understood that healing happens not through harsh criticism or attempts to force change, but through patient love and steady encouragement. In your presence, they felt safe enough to examine their own shadows, to confront their fears, and to begin the delicate work of becoming who they were always meant to be. Your influence extended far beyond their emotional healing. You helped them recognize dimensions of themselves they had never explored, nudging them gently towards self-reflection and personal evolution. Through countless conversations and shared experiences, you opened doors in their consciousness that had remained locked for years. You showed them possibilities they had never dared to consider, dreams they had never allowed themselves to dream. Under your guidance and support, they began to believe that they could face their deepest fears and step boldly into a future they had once thought was reserved for other people. You didn't just walk alongside them on this journey, you became their guide, illuminating the path through mental and emotional obstacles that had held them captive for far too long. Your love became the catalyst for a transformation they never thought possible. The realization of just how profoundly you changed their life continues to unfold even now. In quiet moments of reflection, they discover new layers of your influence, new ways that your presence shifted their perspective and expanded their understanding of what life could be. The clarity and motivation you brought into their world wasn't just situational, it became a permanent part of who they are, a gift that continues to guide them even in your absence. They find themselves missing not only your love and affection, but also the unique way you could cut through confusion and help them see clearly. Your voice carried a special quality that could calm their storms and restore their sense of direction. The warmth of your support felt like sunlight breaking through clouds, and the honesty of your advice became a compass they relied on to navigate life's complexities. The love you offered them was unlike anything they had ever experienced before. It wasn't conditional or limited by circumstances. It didn't waver when times got difficult or fade when the initial excitement wore off. Instead, it was the kind of steadfast, unconditional love that most people spend their entire lives searching for, the kind that novels are written about and songs attempt to capture but never quite succeed in fully expressing. You loved them like a true partner in every sense of the word. Your love was selfless, extending beyond your own needs and desires to encompass their growth, their happiness, their well-being. It was unconditional, remaining constant through their mistakes and failures. And it was fearless, willing to dive deep into the vulnerable spaces where real intimacy lives, never backing away from the intensity of genuine connection. This kind of love, they now understand with painful clarity, is extraordinarily rare. It's the kind of once-in-a-lifetime connection that most people only dream of finding. They recognize now that what you shared wasn't just special, it was irreplaceable. Not because they're incapable of loving again, but because you, as an individual, brought something utterly unique to their world that no one else ever could. One of the qualities they admired most about you was your fearless commitment to truth. In a world full of people who say what others want to hear, you had the courage to speak honestly, even when that honesty was difficult to receive. When they were making choices that weren't in their best interest or failing to live up to their potential, you didn't enable or ignore their behavior. Instead, you cared enough to tell them the truth, to hold up a mirror that showed them reality rather than a comfortable illusion. This truthfulness wasn't rooted in cruelty or a desire to criticize. It came from a place of profound love and genuine concern for their well-being. You understood that real love sometimes means having difficult conversations, that true partnership requires the willingness to challenge each other to be better. Your honesty was a gift, even when it was hard to unwrap. That kind of authentic, fearless honesty is something they had never encountered before in a relationship. It revealed to them just how genuine, grounded, and confident you are in who you are. You weren't afraid to speak truth because you weren't afraid of the consequences of being real. Your authenticity became a beacon that helped them understand what it means to live with integrity and courage. Now they find themselves wanting to open their heart completely and share something that has been weighing heavily on their soul. Vulnerability has never come easily to them. The art of opening up, of allowing someone to see their raw, unfiltered emotions, has always felt like walking across a minefield. But their feelings for you run deeper than any fear, more profound than any defense mechanism they might employ to protect themselves. Even when they couldn't always find the words to express it, even when their actions might have suggested otherwise, their love for you has been real and continues to run through their veins like lifeblood. The depth of what they feel for you sometimes overwhelms them, like trying to contain an ocean in a teacup. It's a love that has reshaped their understanding of what's possible between two people, what it means to truly connect with another soul. In their dreams, they see a future where you grow and evolve together, hand in hand, facing whatever life brings with united strength. They envision lazy Sunday mornings and passionate midnight conversations, quiet moments of understanding and explosive bursts of joy. They imagine growing old together, watching each other change and develop while their love deepens and matures like fine wine. They're not ready to surrender this connection, not now, not ever. Even in your physical absence, they're holding on to hope with both hands, refusing to let go of the belief that love this pure and true doesn't just vanish into nothing. Every day, they're actively manifesting your return, sending that intention out into the universe with unwavering faith. They believe deeply in divine timing, in the mysterious ways that the universe orchestrates the meetings and reunions of souls that belong together. They trust that love as authentic as what you shared doesn't simply disappear, it transforms, it waits, it finds a way to return. Everything they're doing now, all the inner work, the personal growth, the self-reflection, feels like preparation for your eventual reunion. In their heart, they carry an unshakable confidence that all their efforts, all their longing, and all their love will eventually lead them back to you. You are the light that illuminates their world, and they believe with every fiber of their being that somehow, someway, that light will shine in their life again. You gave them a taste of what real love feels like, and now that they know what it means to be truly seen, valued, and cherished, they refuse to settle for anything less. In the quiet hours when solitude wraps around them like a familiar blanket, they often find themselves wondering what you truly think about them. It's a thought that visits them regularly, especially during those tender moments when they're alone with their memories, and the lingering sense of your presence feels both comforting and heartbreaking. There's something almost addictive about your energy, the way it pulls them in and wraps itself around them like a warm, familiar embrace. It's a force that somehow makes them feel complete, whole in a way they had never experienced before meeting you. With you, they feel genuinely loved, protected, and safe. That kind of emotional security isn't something they've encountered often in their life, and its value to them cannot be overstated. Even when physical distance separates you, even when life pulls you in different directions, they still feel you with them. There's an invisible thread connecting your hearts, something that transcends ordinary emotion and enters the realm of the spiritual, the cosmic. This bond they feel with you isn't just romantic attraction or emotional attachment, it's a connection that seems to exist at the level of their very essence. They feel tethered to you through something deeper than the heart, bound to you in ways that defy logical explanation. This connection is something they cherish and protect, something that grows stronger rather than weaker with the passage of time. It's as if your souls recognized each other the moment they met, remembering a bond that existed before this lifetime and will continue beyond it. You are the only person they can genuinely picture spending the rest of their life with. No one else has ever made them feel this way, this combination of passion and peace, excitement and security. The fire that burns between you is all-consuming, lighting something inside them they didn't even know existed. It's a flame that burns bright and steady, never flickering or threatening to go out. But at the same time, the physical distance creates an ache that sometimes feels unbearable. It's not just about being physically apart, it's about missing the opportunity to share the small, everyday moments that become precious simply because they're shared with someone you love. They long to fall asleep next to you and wake up with you beside them, to hold your hand during a movie, to cook dinner together while laughing and talking about your day. They want to experience those beautiful mundane moments that couples take for granted, arguing over silly things and then laughing about it 5 minutes later, running errands together, sitting in comfortable silence while reading different books. They want the real, raw, honest kind of love that you share, and they want to feel you next to them, not just in their heart, but physically close, where they can reach out and touch you whenever they want. The absence sometimes feels like a physical hole in their chest, a space that no distraction can fill and no amount of busy work can make disappear. They've tried to occupy their mind with other things, to focus on work or hobbies or friends, but nothing quite manages to fill the space that you occupy in their world. They still have your pictures saved on their phone, and they look at them more often than they probably should. But those images bring them comfort, reminding them of the reality of what you share. Your smile, your eyes, the way you look at the camera, everything about those photos reminds them of the depth and authenticity of your connection. No one else even catches their attention anymore. They don't find themselves looking at others with desire or curiosity because their heart is so completely occupied by you. The way they desire you goes beyond physical attraction, it's emotional, spiritual, mental. It's about the way you see them, understand them, and accept them completely. They know in their heart that you crave them the same way they crave you. They feel it in the subtle ways you communicate, in the little things you say and do that reveal your true feelings. There's a mutual hunger between you that goes beyond logic or explanation, a pull that neither of you can fully control or completely understand. Sometimes they wish you could see the silly, uncontrollable smile that spreads across their face when they receive a message from you. You probably don't realize how much your words affect them, how much joy and light you bring into their life simply by being yourself. You are so incredibly special to them, more precious than they could ever fully express in words. They love you so deeply, so completely, with a love that frightens them in the most beautiful way possible. This isn't some passing infatuation or a temporary feeling that will fade with time. This is something real, substantial, permanent. This is the kind of love they never experienced before, the kind that changes everything and makes them understand why nothing else ever worked out. They see so much of themselves reflected in you, your dreams and fears, your wounds and your strength. They've never had this kind of intense connection or chemistry with anyone else. It's as if the universe conspired to bring you together in this chaotic world, two souls who were always meant to find each other despite all the odds. They know you've been through difficult, painful cycles in your life. They can see the scars you carry even when you try to hide them behind smiles and strength. But they want you to know that they see you fully, your past and your pain, your incredible strength and your vulnerable moments, and they still choose you every single time. They want to be someone who helps you heal, someone who stands beside you through every storm and celebrates with you through every triumph. At the same time, they recognize their own need for healing. They want to let go of their own fears and insecurities, to give you all of their love with a completely open heart and no hesitation. Loving you has taught them so much about vulnerability, about trust, about dreaming of a future that feels full of possibility rather than empty or uncertain. They believe in what you have together. They believe in the bond you share, in the power of your love to rise above distance and doubt and any other obstacles that might try to come between you. No matter what challenges the future might bring, they want to face them with you by their side. They want to build a life together, a life filled with laughter and passion, comfort, and the kind of love that doesn't fade with time or weaken with familiarity. You are their person, their peace, their fire, their home. And no matter what happens, no matter how much time passes or what difficulties arise, that fundamental truth will never change. They love you deeply, fiercely, endlessly, with a love that has become as essential to them as breathing. During this season of their life, your partner is going through a period of intense reflection and emotional awakening. They've come to some painful but necessary realizations about themselves and about the relationship you shared. Looking back with clearer vision, they now see the ways in which they failed to fully appreciate what they had when they had it. The regret they feel is profound and genuine. They recognize now that they took you for granted in ways they didn't even realize at the time. They allowed pride to build walls between you, let fear prevent them from being as vulnerable and open as they should have been. They failed to nurture the precious bond you shared with the care and attention it deserved, treating it as if it would always be there no matter how carelessly they handled it. This regret weighs heavily on their heart, not just as abstract remorse but as a constant, aching awareness of opportunities missed and love not fully expressed. They understand now that they had something extraordinary with you, something that most people search their entire lives to find, and they didn't treat it with the reverence it deserved.